I am so grateful that my perfume girlie sent me some samples of niche fragrances, because if you know my content, you know that's not my content. So I can actually try some niche fragrances. And today I'm going to be talking about French Defense by Mind Games. And welcome to my series, Sample It First, No Regrets Later. So if you are like me and don't know anything about this perfume house, I found out that this is niche perfume house. I kind of figured that out already. But I thought it was very interesting to know that the whole perfume collection of the Mind Games is actually inspired by the chess board game. So I thought that was very, very interesting. So first of all, immediately when I smelled French Defense, I could tell that this DNA I'm totally not familiar. So, as Middle Eastern perfume lover, I get to smell a lot of DNA for very affordable price. And so a lot of times I would smell, niche fragrance and I would be like, yep, I know that DNA. Yep, I know that DNA. Well, I don't know this DNA. And that's what very excited was to me. Now, this fragrance was launched in 2023 and it is unisex fragrance. But when you look at the bottle, I'm sorry, this really gives me a manly kind of vibe. Not to mention, when I smell this fragrance, I feel the same way. Immediately, I feel like this is intoxicating. This is so beautiful, but it would be so much more appropriate for a man than a woman, in my opinion. Now, the beautiful thing about this fragrance, when this fragrance dries down, it kind of really truly becomes unisex. I can see both genders wearing it. Now, I would say still, this is not a fragrance for every single woman, okay? It's not. But needless to say, it's still very, very possible that a lot of females, including me, would enjoy this fragrance, especially when it dries down. Now, she opens quite strong. So the top notes are violet leaves, chamomile, and cherry. I'll be honest, I do not really smell that much cherry, but I think that what makes this fragrance very unique to my nose is the violet leaves and chamomile mixed together. So if I would not know any better, I would think that this fragrance has a little bit of tobacco, but it doesn't. But truly, those violet leaves, when they are mixed with chamomile, can give you a little bit of that tobacco scent to some, and I definitely can smell that. Now, I usually do not gravitate or like tobacco note. However, sometimes tobacco note can be very appealing, even though technically there is no tobacco note. Now, at the heart, we have rose, geranium, and mimosa. And you would think that those, three notes would really make this fragrance smell feminine. But no, those notes, rose and geranium and mimosa, are not making this fragrance smell floral or feminine. And then at the base we got amber, blonde woods, and cedarwood. And I definitely feel like blonde woods and cedarwood contribute to my opinion that this fragrance is more male leaning. Now, as I mentioned before, when French Defense settles and dries down, I feel like this is very mesmerizing and mysterious and sexy fragrance. This fragrance is definitely not a fragrance that I would wear just run errands. I feel like it has a kind of a little bit more mysterious and a little bit more heavy aura, and it is perfect for nighttime. It definitely gives me that black dress kind of vibes. Is not your daily fragrance. I would not reach out to this fragrance when I want to feel like light and joyful. It is a little bit heavy aura, but at the same time is seductive, mysterious aura, which I really embrace. But I feel like I have to be in the mood for that. Usually, I like to wear fragrances that light up my mood, makes me more happy and excited, um, because that way I feel like my personality is more balanced, because I am more kind of, I would say, so overall, I would say this is definitely a beautiful fragrance. I would definitely say if you want this fragrance, I would sample it. I think if you're a man, most men would find this fragrance very, very appealing. And honestly, women would find very appealing this fragrance on a man. Now, if you are a woman, I really, really would recommend to sample it, because this is not for every single woman. And this is a very, very unique scent, very beautiful scent, and I truly appreciate. But also, you kind of have to be dressed for that fragrance. You have to have specific mood for this fragrance. And yeah, it's probably not for every woman. But the dry down I find extremely, extremely appealing. I just have to be in the mood for it. It is a very beautiful fragrance. It definitely smells like luxury. Definitely beautiful fragrance.